Welcome to Earth2 Comic-Cast, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. It's your host, Mo Crosby. Just got done watching the new episode of WandaVision. I was supposed to do this with Roy. Fortunately, he's not here. But I just thought I'd jump on and do a quick, little review, little breakdown. Again, this is going to be a lot of spoilers, so sit back, relax, and as always, welcome to the planet. Now, let's kick things in with this episode. As you can see from the little video, we're looking outside in. First things first is we get introduced to Monica Rambeau, who at first we knew as Geraldine. So Geraldine gets kicked out last week, and here we are this week, and we're gonna see what they're gonna do is show us the outside in, and then show us a little bit of why everything is going on, and that's what I really liked about today's episode. Honestly, first, I'm just gonna start by saying the only thing that I could say that I don't like is that it's too short. I feel like there should be more. It's more. We're missing a lot of stuff, so it kind of like just kind of bugs me a little bit that we're missing a bulk of stuff going on. But I'm not here to complain about that. That's a little minor inconvenience. The only thing is I just feel like we should get an hour and not 30 minutes. But it is what it is, and we're getting what we're getting. I'm not complaining about that. Well, I did complain, but it's a nitpick more than a complaint. That is it. Other than that, I loved everything. I loved all the Easter eggs that were dropped in this episode. Again, starting from Geraldine being Monica and being in charge or being one of the top pilots for Sword. If you read the comics, you know who Sword is. If you don't, just do a quick little Google and go find out who Sword is. But Monica Rambeau is, if you're not sure who Monica Rambeau is, go back. And again, I'll say it like this: if you're not sure who Monica Rambeau is, and you have watched the MCU movies, I just go do a quick look at Captain Marvel again and come back, and you should be fine. Otherwise, if you've never seen an MCU movie, Monica Rambeau is the daughter of Maria Rambeau from what's the name of the movie again? I just said it. The daughter of Maria Rambeau from Captain Marvel. She's Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers' best friend, or her wingman. If you for pilots, she's her wingman, and so that is her daughter. And she grows up to be in charge, or she grows up to be one of the big members of Sword. The other thing is the show kind of picks up. Yes, Geraldine gets kicked out of Pleasantville. I'm sorry, Westview. But the show kind of picks up from the end, kind of the end of Endgame, where everyone is kind of blipping back. And so we see Monica being blipped back into the hospital where her mother, Maria, is just got out of surgery. This happens to be it's 5 years after Endgame, so everyone is coming back. Monica is back. She's looking for her mom, Maria, and she finds one of the doctors who tells her mom died 3 years ago, and that was 2 years. It's kind of a lot, so you kind of have to see that to understand. She's sad. She goes right back to work, and going right back to work, there's another Easter egg that they show. Her name in the comics is Photon, and that is the person she ends up becoming. Those are the powers she ends up acquiring, and so I'm guessing they're working their way up to that point. She's just gonna start as Monica in this iteration. We're just gonna see as plain Monica in this iteration. Moving forward from that, she talks to the now head of Sword, and he tells her, "Okay, well, look, we can't send you up." Meaning that her missions and everything that she's had to do is space, and is all about space. We can't send you up because your mom made protocol. Same personnel that came back from the blip can't go up, and so that's the one thing that can't happen. But we can send you on a mission, and the mission that we need for you right now is to go help the FBI with a missing person. Apparently, there is a missing person that went into a missing person, and this person is a witness protection. And so when Monica goes to meet the Agent Wu, I believe is his name, she goes to meet the FBI agent, and she gets in there, and the first thing he tells her is, yes, my missing person is the guy is missing, but When I called his family to ask where he is to see if he jumped ship, no one even knows him. So apparently, if you're inside of this, so now that we've established from last week that there's a bubble around around the city or around this area, once you're inside this bubble, no one, now what we're establishing this week is no one is going to know you exist. No one knows you're alive. If you were alive, you're not a person anymore. And that's just what happens. And because of that, even the people that know of the city or have some sort of awareness of Westview, of the town of Westview, don't even know it exists anymore. Everyone now, so everyone that used to be from Westview that was outside or went outside before whatever the phenomenon happened, they're now from Eastview. As there's a cop that they talk to, and then he says, "Hey, I'm not from Westview anymore. I'm from Eastview." So those are a couple of the things that happen. Another thing, and so now Monica sends in a drone. So the little helicopter that we saw, I think episode 2, the what's it episode? Yes, episode 2. The little helicopter that we saw, the little red chopper, is apparently a drone sent from Shield to monitor what's happening inside this bubble. I'm just going to call it a bubble for all intents and purposes. So whatever is inside the bubble now is being retrofitted to fit into this universe that is being created by Wanda. Yes, Wanda is the one who's created this entire universe. So that's another thing that we learned from this episode is when Monica comes out, she tells everyone Wanda is the one who creates it. But even before Monica comes out, when Monica gets sucked into the universe, what happens is the FBI, SWORD is now full-time investigating this. The FBI, all the major government agencies are investigating this. And there's one more person that from another Marvel Universe movie, that cinematic universe movie, that makes it in here. Darcy from the Thor movies make it into this. So this is everything happening in WandaVision is a amalgamation of the MCU. Everyone is here, everyone is live. So yes, everything is happening in the MCU in the show, real live, real time. Listen, I'm here for all of it. I'm not, one of the people who's against all of that happening. I'm very well aware of what's going on in this universe. I'm very well aware of what we're watching and what we're witnessing. And yes, I am here for it. The other major event that happens is whenever Wanda experiences a kind of a blip, right? She censors. What we find out now is when the people outside are monitoring this, Darcy finds a way to. So when we were watching episode 1, I believe, and we saw the person at the end of the episode click, when the show went off, and then it came to the outside world, and we saw the HD, and the person clicked, and what we saw from that is Wanda tends to censor the show. That means we can't see what's really going on. We can't see what's really going on. We can't understand, so it's, if you're watching on the outside world, it's just a blip and that's it. And so you just see a blip, everyone sees a blip, and boom, that's the end of that. And so those are the major things that happen on this episode, is that blip, and Wanda, kind of like making sure no one sees anything and no one gets to stop whatever's going on after she kicks Monica out. There was one more thing that happened that I want to iterate. So remember the guy in the Bumblebee outfit? The reason he's not in a Bumblebee, he's in a full hazmat suit from the outside world. When he crosses the threshold in the tunnels, because they put him in the tunnels, once he crosses the threshold in the tunnels, everything gets transformed. So everything that comes from the outside, modern thing that comes from the outside that goes in, changes it's retrofitted into whatever era, TV era, they're in. So when they were not in color, everything that came in was in black and white. Even Geraldine was in black and white, and then they changed into the 50s, 60s, and the 70s. So that's what's going on. So the FBI, SWORD, and that task force outside is starting to identify people that they're watching on the show. Of course, people are invested in the show itself. But and then the interference that we caught in episode 2 again at the when the ladies were planning the event, when the guy was like, Wanda, who's doing this to you, was FBI agent Wu. Darcy found a way to shoot a signal into, to hop onto the signal that's coming out. She found a way to get in there as well, and she had Agent Wu talk to, try to find out who's doing this to Wanda. What we see at the end when Wanda kicks Geraldine out, aka Monica Rambeau, is she uses her chaos powers. We've never seen her use her chaos powers as the show's progressed. We see her use her chaos powers to kick Geraldine out. We see her use her powers to fix the building. And then the biggest surprise to me, the biggest thing that happens on the show in this episode to me, was when Vision came in the house to say, "Hey, Wanda, what's wrong?" Is she actually sees Vision as dead Vision. So if you remember, Roy and myself were talking last weekend, we said, what is going to happen on the show? Is Vision alive or is Vision dead? Did she raise him back? No, it's dead Vision. So apparently, I'm going to guess that what is going on with Wanda at this point is she is creating this entire reality. 1, 2, not just creating the entire reality, she's fixing it to make sure that things happen the way it happens. Even the people inside cannot remember, but when there is a break, so I don't think she's in full control. She's going to lose, in my opinion, as this goes further, she's going to lose a grip, here and there. And that is going to be very interesting to watch, to see how she loses the grip, or see where and when she loses the grip. The other thing is, I believe Vision is going to be the person to bring her back. So when I was saying last week that she's going to be bad or she's going to be evil moving forward, I don't think they're going to commit to it. I think at some point Vision is going to say to her, "Hey, look, we can't have this. You can't do this. You can't continue to do this." And he's going to bring her back. She's going to come back. She's going to heal everything, and it's going to be fine. She's going to be in trouble for a little bit, but she's going to be fine, because it's established when the FBI and the SWORD Task Force are looking in, outside looking in, it's explained that Vision is dead, not blipped, just dead. So everyone knows that Vision is dead, and so this is just the way it is. And now we just have to keep watching and seeing how this unveils. I'm liking everything that they're doing. I'm liking the way they're unveiling and pulling on all the threads, and how nothing is as it seems, and how, like, I thought, like at some point, I don't listen to me on this, but I thought the guy who climbed in the beekeeper outfit was Doctor Strange. He found a way to circle himself in. I also, like, again, looking at how that little toy helicopter that we see, it was actually a drone that Monica sends in. And again, the big reveal that Geraldine is actually Monica from SWORD, and she was blipped away. She was snapped away, and she got snapped back by Tony. So all of that put together, I'm really enjoying the show. The lighting, the sound. Apparently, it ends with 80s rock, so we should be expecting either 80s rock or the 90s rock. 80s rock, I believe. So we should be expecting a very, very interesting episode coming next week. I can't wait to see what they do. I'm pretty sure you can either. So thank you for watching my little my little review of the show. Again, it's an A+ episode. I am excited to see what else they bring forth. I know you are too, so let's keep watching. Again, subscribe and continue to follow us for more content. We're going to be doing a lot more this year on Earth2, so again, follow us for a lot more content. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.